Joe, if you're listening, you stupid fuck. He looks like one of those guys that from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper, but he's 30-something years old, lives in his parents' basement with the droopy cap and the whatever, but he thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a shock jock or whatever, and somehow or another he accumulates followers on Twitter. It's pathetic. So please, nobody listen to anything involving a guy named Joe Cronin, because it's just so fucking sad.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim. It's always good to get the introduction from the king every single time. Here on the Joe Cronin Show, what's going on? I hope you guys hit the like button. Alexa Bliss complaining today. Or not complaining. She's responding to the complaints, I should say. The opposite, really, of complaining. Alexa Bliss, they can say what they want, but I'm actually having fun. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you're having fun. We're not having fun, unless you think that drilling a hole in your head and stuffing in chemicals is fun. Because we're not having any fun right now. WWE, we're miserable actually. Now I will say the Alexa Bliss stuff was a little bit interesting at the beginning, and it kind of got interesting here or there. And I actually, it was a good idea, and I think I liked it. But like everything with WWE, they take their idea and it eventually just turns into smoldering dog piss, right? I mean, that's what always happens. So she's clapping back against the fans. Yeah, you know what? Why don't you go back to doing what you do best, Alexa? And that's virtue signaling over wrestlers' suicides about bullying and being upset when people pile on somebody on Twitter and they end up killing themselves, but then you yourself pile on a guy who's 5'4" and a midget from New York and get his whole family doxxed and threatened and in trouble. And then have thousands of WWE fans send him death threats where he should be killed and things like that. But you're going to be the one to say, we need to call him out for bullying because some wrestler just killed herself, and then put all that onto a midget who said something into a microphone. And you're going to equate what he ranted into a microphone as bullying, but then you're going to go online and send all of your people after him, which is actually more like bullying than what he did. And it's actually way closer and almost identical to why the Japanese wrestler lady killed herself. So thanks, Alexa Bliss, for the insightful information that you're having fun. And I'm sorry that I am joking a bit. Alexa really didn't do anything wrong. Here, I'm just, having some fun because it's a slow news day and who cares? And the WWE right now sucks. So, listen. And, don't you just love the people that say, it's not for you, you're too old or something? Yeah, you are too old. If you're over 8, you're too old. That's the problem. If you're over 8, you're too old. Some of the best stuff is when it's for kids, but there's those inside parent jokes. This is nowhere near that. This is some kind of other fucking horrible. This is one of the worst shows on TV. Kids' cartoons are better than this. SJW Nickelodeon cartoons are better than this, okay? Where they tell you that sometimes your brother wants to become a boy and it's okay to hump dolphins. Things like that are better than this. Like children's shows where they tell you that you can get your dick chopped off at 10 and a surgery if you force your parents to do it enough. They have to do it or they'll take you into custody. Those shows where they explain that to you and your parents are better than this show. I can't believe that that's true. Like, I can't believe it. You think I want it to be true? I don't want it to be true. It just is true. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. Hello. I'm sorry that this is the reality. It's not my fault. I don't want it to be. I'm sorry that the ratings are dying and dying and dying every single year and month, and it just keeps happening. And every single time these weird WWE protectors come out of the woodwork to defend it, it's much less than there used to be, no doubt about it. They always come out, oh, it was COVID. Oh, it was the TV ratings don't matter anymore. But then they never can answer the question, well, then if that doesn't matter, what about the attendance? What about the attendance being way down more than it's ever been since like 1995? What about that? Did they have an answer to that? They don't. They don't have a fucking answer Because eventually ratings equal people watching, equal people buying merchandise, equal people showing up to the physical shows. And eventually you see empty seats. And that's what we saw. That's where we left off. I don't want this 1 year and 4 months of COVID to detract from what we know we were seeing in 2019. And that was time to lay the tarps, brother. Okay? Time to lay the tarps! You know the deal. You saw it. I saw it. We all saw it. Saw it. Saw. I don't know. I'm from Boston. We speak stupid. And Jim Cornette thinks I'm from Long Island. That's how stupid Jim Cornette thinks I am. I apparently am so stupid to Jim Cornette. He thought I was from Long Island. But I understand, Jim. I get it, you bumblefuck idiot. You know what I mean? Imagine living out there in bumblefuck world and you're a blazing liberal. Can you imagine the stupidity that comes out of the people around him, plus he himself, who's also stupid? Jim Cornette, man. If Jim Cornette had his way, we'd all be China right now. There's really not good stuff going on in the news. There just isn't. Sonya Deville on if she plans on returning to the ring. Who cares? I'm sorry. I like Sonya Deville at the beginning. I think she's good looking. I think she's got a nice personality in a way. But, man, she really sucks at this point. And it's not her as a person or an actress or a wrestler or whatever it is. But, yeah, a little bit it is. Man, her stuff on Raw is cringy. She just doesn't seem like she's real. She's like, well, let's make a match for this and that. It's like, dude, this is terrible. Get this off the goddamn air. Nobody believes that this person who just randomly put on a suit and was like, I'm an authority figure suddenly. Like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense that she's an authority figure. She doesn't come off as like an authority figure. She comes off like somebody who's acting on a wrestling show and is bad at it. I don't get it. I don't understand what she's doing. It's really bad. And I can't play the clips because I don't want to go to court with WWE. Or I'd play the clips and the examples. Although it is within my right, I think, in a freedom of to do it, to play the clips and critique them. I think I should be able to do that. But because I'm so small right now, I'll be honest, because I'm so small, and quite honestly, I need to make the money on these ad revenue videos and things like that, I'm not going to play the clips. But, you know, if I had, you know, if I had like 1,000 patrons, right, and we were killing it, I'd just play the clips. And if they said anything, I'd fight them. I'd be like, all right, I'll fight you for the whatever the Freedom Act or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't remember anymore. My brain's fried, dude, from all this shit, this wrestling talk. Tony Khan names which AEW gimmick he was not a fan of. Okay? In a recent episode of Wrestling with Brandon Walker, AEW president Tony Khan. Now, if he said this on my show, this would have been covered up and no news would have happened on it. Because Raj Yuri's a pussy! I'm just kidding. I have a lot of stuff up my sleeve, exclaimed Khan. Who cares? Are we ever going to get the clip of this, or is this just going to... I'm going to have to read a bunch of shit. I don't want to read. I don't really want to read. Oh, here it is. He would be totally fine with me saying this. I was not as into Broken Matt Hardy as other people were, admitted Khan. I've said this on Jericho's podcast. That thing he did with the time travel, that was the craziest dynamite of all time. Other than the Atlanta taping. Matt Hardy and Chris were trying to talk me into it. Specifically, Chris liked the idea of Matt teleporting. I said the same thing. I brought him up teleporting a long time ago as well. Dude, I'm lucky these guys are even there, but the idea of teleportation was just like, all right. At that point, it was a miracle the show was even coming off. So, yeah, he didn't like Matt Hardy. It's weird how people changed on Matt Hardy. And maybe, you know, Khan has always hated, you know, Matt Hardy, or his gimmick. But, you know, I remember the first couple of weeks of the Broken gimmick, I was like, dude, this guy's career is over. What is this shit? Like, are we seriously seeing this? This guy's done. Matt Hardy has lost his goddamn mind. I'll never forget thinking that and saying that and being like, wow, Matt Hardy's over, dude. What is going on? And then within a couple of weeks, I was like, this is actually fucking awesome. And then Matt Hardy Broken became my favorite thing of 2016. Matt Hardy Broken Matt Hardy was one of my favorite things in wrestling of all time. I'm serious. Like, seriously. I'll never forget it. I thought it was terrible at first, and then it was awesome. Now it's terrible again. You know, it's weird how broken Matt Hardy was for about a year, like the best thing ever. In my opinion, as a wrestling fan, a 37-year-old wrestling fan, and throughout my life, I would say my favorite things were always, you know, Hulkamania, Hulk Hogan, you know, and I loved all the sidekick people and the side gimmicks and the top guys on the side, like Macho Man and Warrior and things like that. But, you know, Hulk Hogan, for me, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, D-Generation X. You know, those are my favorite things and times. You know, and even and really that's about it right there. And you know, Sasha Banks, for a while I was really into Sasha Banks when she was in NXT. That was so awesome. Now she's become nothing in the main roster. And yeah, 2016's broken Matt Hardy was I haven't been a mark like that for a while. I was a full mark for that gimmick. I just don't get it, man. Anybody who disparages that gimmick in 2016, it was great. If you didn't like it, I feel like people missed it. If they don't like it, they must have missed it. They must have heard about it and then seen the redo of it where it wasn't good and missed the original. Because I mean, dude, that shit in the beginning was great to me. I loved it so much. And then the deletions were great. But every time they tried to do it anywhere else and they tried to make it bigger, it just fell apart at that point. They had magic in Impact Wrestling, and they just never could recreate that magic anywhere else because nobody got it. Vince didn't get it. Tony Khan didn't like it. So there's the correlation to me. That's why it failed. So now I'm starting to realize maybe why it failed, I guess. You know, Vince McMahon didn't get it. It failed. Tony Khan didn't like it. It failed. But in Impact Wrestling, they loved it. They all were on board with it, and it did well. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe these owners suck. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Someone's going to say, "Oh, wow, Tony Khan's really going to hire you now, Joe." No one's going to hire me. I don't care. It's not going to happen. Stop. Don't even bother with the comment. You know what I mean? I do my show for my show. Okay? If I was the commentator in WWE, the main commentator, I would just destroy. All right? People would be like, "God damn, this is the balls. This is where it's at." You know? Much like Pat McAfee is the best commentator in WWE, he's a heel color commentator, excite guy, hype guy, and he's the best commentator in the company. If I was the main commentator in the company, I would kick ass. I don't give a crap what anybody says. "Wow, you're really full of yourself." You're damn right I am. Because that company right now with commentary is fucking atrocious. It's terrible. So whatever. You could add me to AEW, I'd do the same thing. That's just the bottom line. But these people won't hire me because, said a couple of bad words. You know what I mean? Well, but, you know, Sammy Guevara can talk about raping Sasha Banks. That's okay. You know, so and I love Sammy Guevara, by the way. Sammy Guevara is that damn talented. Be so talented they can't deny you. That's something that Sasha Banks tweeted out a while ago. Be so good they can't ignore you. Be so talented they can't deny you. Right, Sasha? And that's what Sammy Guevara has done. Sammy Guevara is so damn talented that he can literally talk about licking his lips and wanting to rape Sasha Banks and not get fired from his job. Okay? That's how good Sammy Guevara is. And that's how fucking good I am, by the way. And a whole lot of other announcers and commentators out there are that damn good too. And they don't have jobs in these companies. Okay? Especially WWE. They have no excuse in that company for not hiring a better commentary people, backstage people, directors. God damn, are they terrible. Are they cringy in WWE? So bad. I'm not even going to go over it again. So fucking, it makes me so mad. Because it's, dude, man, I would, if I was in charge of WWE, they'd have 1 million more viewers than they have right now. We'd have 3.5 million watching SmackDown, and we'd have 2.5 to 3 million watching Raw again. I don't give a shit how pretentious, scumbaggy, narcissistic, or whatever I sound right now. I don't give a damn. You suck. Okay? And now people can say, well, Triple H is really smart and really good, and NXT doesn't do so well at all. So Joe, I don't know, bro. Triple H is one of the smartest people there could be running a company, and his friggin' company is at 700,000. You may be right, but it doesn't have the brand recognition that the WWE Raw and SmackDown have. And there's a lot of things on NXT that could be done a lot better. And it just, you just need some more ideas and you need some more people involved. That's all. That's what you need in NXT. You need you need this anything can happen aspect that they still don't quite have that AEW has. AEW does shit wrong all the time. But at least AEW has this feeling of, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. Anything could happen. What are we going to see? NXT doesn't quite have that. NXT has I know what I'm getting. I wonder what they'll do. Let's see. Which is okay. NXT has been good. Solid show. It deserves more viewers than it has. But I think so does an AEW. And that's just wrestling right now. So I know wrestling's down no matter what you do. Wrestling is down no matter what you do. But what you got to do, what you got to start doing is trying to make stars. And thinking outside the box. You got to start thinking about how to make stars and how to get eyes on your product and how to make that flourish and how to make that prosper. You got to do it. And in my opinion, there's so many different ideas. One of the ideas I have is to create a YouTube wrestling show where you do stuff with guys that you wouldn't believe and stuff that you don't do on NXT, like the Elite, being the Elite and all that stuff. And you see what works on that show and what people like, and you put it on the friggin' TV, right? You saw how much people loved what they were doing with the Dark Order on that show, but yet they never really fully transitioned that into the show. Once in a while we got it, but not always. But boy, did people love it on YouTube. They really did. And it may not always transition, but hey, if you tell people you're going to get that on the TV, they're not going to tune out of it because they really loved it. You can get character studies on people. You can get these matches with wrestlers, these promos with wrestlers, this talent, these rants, these promos, things that could go viral, things that could be seen, that could get people loved and adored, and then you put them on the TV. There's so much innovation to be done. There's so much changing right now on the internet. There's innovation. There's opportunity. There's right now, if you're a guy, woman or man that can cut a good promo or has an interesting character and can cut a good promo, dude, this is the greatest time in wrestling for you. And maybe you're a wrestler watching this right now. I don't know. Dude, you guys should be loving the idea that, and you could sit there and you could say like, oh, they don't let you have your own personality. They don't let you talk. They don't let you be you. Dude, you know what? You should be loving this right now. Because most wrestlers are contained by scripts. Most wrestlers are contained by a preconceived cookie cutter promo package or idea. You're free still. And if you can cut a good promo, you can really become that next level person. If you're good at reading scripts and memorizing scripts and being a good actor, all right, great. You'll be able to be in WWE and read the scripts and do your little thing, and that's about it. But if you're somebody who has the ability to cut a promo out of nowhere or the psychology of a promo and you know all that stuff, or you are just feeling it or you're learning it on the fly, but even as you're learning it, you're better than so many others. Man, this is a feeding frenzy. This is an opportunity to be had because you can stand out amongst the crowd and way ahead of them. Because while these other jobbers are sitting there like learning their little cookie cutter script, you're able to just jump on a fucking promo in a promo class and explode. You know what I mean? Or in a promo situation and just shine. Just shine. Man, if you're able to do that right now. So if you look on the bright side of things, even though there's so much control, so much cookie cutter crap, so much generic BS everywhere, you know that you got that little bit of special inside of you. and you can let it out, and you're somebody that can really flourish in either NXT or AEW. Be so good they can't deny you, but when you get to the top, don't let them ruin you. And if they want to ruin you, walk out. Don't let them fucking ruin you, especially Vince McMahon on the main roster. If you got that promo ability and then you get picked up to the roster and then Vince wants to make you Eggman, go fuck yourself. You know? I don't think so, because they're ruining every single goddamn person. And it's easy to see how they ruin people. That's the crazy thing. There's no way Triple H doesn't see it. How could he not see it? How could you walk Keith Lee out during his debut nights, his first 3 to 4 to 5 appearances? How could you walk Keith Lee out and not think, this isn't going to work? Because we all could tell immediately. There's no reason why it shouldn't have worked. There's no reason why he shouldn't have come out and been what he could have been. The guy was way too different, cringy, and overconfident. He came off like a doofus. You made him look stupid. Overconfident. He was like, yeah, I'm Keith Lee. That's what I do. Yeah. Are you going to wrestle him or are you going to fuck him? What did Conan say? Conan is the best line ever. I love Conan. He fucking K-Dog with the best line ever. I can't even believe it. Fucking the Mr. Nice Guy gimmick, the salutations. Are you gonna wrestle the guy or are you gonna fuck him? Like, that's what it, dude. Conan, 100% with the funniest fucking line of the year as far as that goes. Because I was basically saying that on my show, but I couldn't find the example to give, and Conan had it perfect. That was just dead on. The Mr. Nice Guy, the salutations. Are you gonna fuck the guy? Like, that's what dude. It was very weird. It was like he was sniffing the other guy's jockstrap or his sperm. It was just weird. And, he has that vibe a little bit in NXT, but it's different. He earned it there. He didn't earn it on the main roster, and that's what people... It's like, dude, it's so weird, dude. When they need to sort of realize they need to reintroduce somebody to the audience that doesn't know who they are, they don't do it right. And then other times where they need to just let this guy be what he was in NXT so people can see that, they don't do that either. It's weird. They very rarely get that right. They got it right pretty much with Kevin Owens. I don't know why they got it right with him. They were like, yep, you're this fighter guy, probably a heel. Go out there and you're good. I don't know why. They got it right with Kevin Owens. They did him the right way. Shinsuke Nakamura, I think they tried to do him the right way at first, and then I don't think they liked what they were getting, so then they went all over the place with him, and they couldn't figure it out. And AJ Styles, they pretty much got right because Vince was like, you're this little scrappy bulldog, or whatever. And honestly, AJ Styles has been great, and people who criticize, and AJ didn't come from NXT, he came right into the company, but people that criticize it like, but why does he get treated like shit now? Well, it's his own fault. AJ Styles, they wanted AJ Styles to be like the guy and keep being the guy, one of the top guys in the company. And AJ Styles was like, I don't want to be champion anymore. I want time off. I don't want to do the Champions Tour. And he did a lot of work. So they said, all right, you're all right. And I think that now they just kind of treat him like, well, fine. Like, there's probably a little bit of resentment and annoyance about it. Like, okay, bro, we tried to make you like the guy. Like, what the fuck? Now we have to like push you off to the side because you don't want to carry the ball. And I think there's probably a little bit of like, oh, fuck him then, I guess. I don't know. We'll use his name, and he's a good name and draw, and yeah. And AJ just wants to be on cruise control. Yeah, give me Omos and the title thing, and we'll just do, I don't give a shit. So AJ Styles don't give a shit anymore. But according to CM Punk, he's a racist, so, who knows. But, AJ Styles don't give a shit anymore, which is fine. I love AJ Styles. We all do. And, nothing wrong with kind of taking it easy at this point, right? I mean, the guy has been through some hellacious battles, matches, risked his life. put his body through hell in these epic battles and matches. The guy's in cruise control right now. And he's older. You forget how old AJ Styles is. I mean, I'm 37. AJ Styles is, what is he, 40-something? And, he's got a family and whatever. I get it. I think AJ Styles is right to, just kind of take it easier in these matches and things and have these stories instead. And once in a while, maybe around WrestleMania or things like that, that's when you amp it up. Like, I'm going to have a match, like a real match, like a big one. Save it for SummerSlam. Save it for WrestleMania. Don't need to go out and, Styles clash somebody every single week. There's no need for all that anymore for him, right? I get that. That makes total sense to me. But anyway, there's really a whole bunch of wrestling news more that I could get to, but lawsuit filed against WWE over traffic accident, whatever that is. That's crazy. I don't know who was in trouble, though. The person claimed they suffered injuries. Oh, I don't know. I don't get it. He lost the quality of life that he moved to Florida to seek, and he's looking for medical expenses. Damn, $171,000. It's not too bad. Parsons is seeking $76,000 for pain and suffering, mental anguish, plus $401,000 for future pain and suffering. The court filing the notes, Parsons demanded settlement December 20th in writing for the amount of $1 million something or other. Wow, WWE has not responded to the lawsuits. I don't even know what that is. Parsons, Jackson, filed against WWE by Jackson Parsons, who alleges he was severely injured in a traffic accident involving a WWE-owned vehicle driven by Thomas somebody who works as the props expert in WWE. Okay. So, I basically, to me, what that means is, if somebody hits you in their car and you get hurt, you might be lucky if you get a few $1,000s in some kind of settlement thing. But because this guy happened to get hit by somebody who works for WWE, he's going to get maybe $1 million. I suppose. That's what we're talking about. I don't know. Anyway, there's the WWE news. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And watch my other videos. Also, yes, earlier I made a video about Pat McAfee, and it looks like he wasn't saying the R-A-P-E word. He was saying rave, I guess. I thought it was rape, but either way, I guess Pat, he didn't look happy about it either way. But that is certainly not as bad as what we thought he said. So, but I was just trying to have a little fun because I didn't have anything to do earlier, and I didn't have any video ready to go out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name's Joe Cronin. Follow me on Twitter at JCS Commentary. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Shout out to all the patrons and the $25 producers. And shout out to all the sex beasts out there. And shout out to Todd Fair, who is the king of the wheel of funk for Monetize this week. Thank you so much, and thank you to the $25 producers on your screen right now. Devichus, Crunch Time Sports, Cody Mastro, Skittles, Alan Stober, Shell, Luis Antonio, Alejandro, J-Man from KC, Colonel Stutters, Kevin Murphy, Cold Brew Crew, Stevie O, Dwayne Crenshaw, Joseph Lightsey, Dakota McGrew, Sith Negan, Nikki J, the top patron, Garguts Entertainment, Daniel Cater, Chad LaFave, ADTR Gaming, 210, Gordon Bombay, Drew Bar 100, CJ Rella, Justin McNeil, Matt Rossmeyer, Alex O'Donnell, SOCOM Castle, Jason Tarr, Jeremy Brooks, JD Venom, and Star Scream. Thank you all for being patrons, man, and being $25 producers. We actually have over 300 patrons right now. Over 300 of you guys are patrons on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, where you get bonus content every month on that site you can't hear on YouTube. But these are the guys going above and beyond at the $25 spot and beyond. Thank you. And F Jim Cornette's corpse. We'll see you guys later.